Coming overly trim. I'm coming overly trim today. Ew wee. Alright, let's get it popping. Alright. That's so funny. I even dropped a video that said stop going short. Let me see. Bro clipped it for me. Hold on. It was like, I done got a test. Oh yeah. Let the market go up. Everybody wants the market to come down. It's gonna come down. It's gonna come down. Oh yeah, I gotta trim this. I gotta clip this. Just continuation. So as long as we get that continuation, let the market go up. Everybody wants the market to come down. It's gonna come down. It's gonna come down. You're gonna screw yourself if you keep chasing puts. I keep telling people stop chasing puts. If we're in this strong buying algorithm, let it keep buying. Right? Just go long. It's just go long. You know what I'm saying? Until it doesn't work no more. If it stop. Yeah, that's clipping that. Clipping that. I boy they had like back pockets, man. Yeah. Ski. What's my boy name who made this for me? Jay, what the? Yeah. Shout out my dog, man. All right. So if you ain't here, you already know what to do, man. Drop a chat, drop something in the comments, man. If you took those swings, those times, the the 4 outcomes I told y'all to get, man. If you took them swings, those times, you definitely got some Mayansky. Good, what's up, Curdy? Yo, what's good, bro? I'm in here kicking it, man. We just caught this entire move on the live. Well, I was in live in the Discord, but I go live on Discord every Friday morning. So, but yeah, let me go back. What was I just looking at? Yeah, see, I had already drawn it. I had already drawn the move. Breakout, retest, take out the highs. Literally what we keep doing, man. Every single day we keep doing this, right? I even explained on the live what a sweep was as a sweep was happening. Sweep the low, close. And remember what I said about these candles. We do not care about no wicks. All we care about is that candle closure, right? If this candle closes back inside this range, we're not touching it, right? We don't want to trade anything that's inside the range. What do? We don't diddle in the middle, right? No diddy in the middle. So don't, let me put that right there. Do not touch. Do not touch. I'm gonna get this through y'all head eventually, man. What the hell? Oh, center. Put that shit bold. Do not touch. If it's trading in the middle, don't touch it. If you miss the pump, it's fine. We're gonna get you some money on it, right? So what do we do from here? Right? We got the 7077 to 70880. I dropped those exact numbers in the chat, right? So what do? We break out. We have to hold this, right? Anything in here needs to close back out, right? We don't want to see any closes in here, or else they're just gonna be doing some OPEX shit where they just, the late longs, you're getting cooked. The not late longs, my fault. Yeah, the late longs, you're getting cooked. The early bears, you're getting cooked. You know what I'm saying? So is OPEX. But like I said, we already have targets, even though we're at all-time highs. We have our 710 target. We already called the 707 and 708 targets, right? We already smacked both of those. Not a single piece of drawdown, right? That's how your trade should be. If you're waiting for the best entries, you shouldn't have to sit through much drawdown, if any. You know what I'm saying? So definitely got more room to the upside. Let's check this other chart real quick. This is crazy, God. Bro, this thing can really just go. I have 715s for Monday, man. I'm like, I'm all out of all my 705s. I'm all out of my 710 0DTs. Literally, bro, this has been a crazy day. And then look, I even posted this, right? I even posted this earlier when we opened up. Where did I say we were going? Where did I say we was going, man? All you got to do is tap in. Tap in with the kid. So, yeah, now that I reached the top, now you got to be very careful. So, mic volume is low. Hold on, let me OBS real quick. OBS be on some BS. Turn it up a little bit more. Ooh wee ski. Do not diddle. Absolutely. Hold on, let me drop this. Drop a look. It's in the chat. Ooh, I'm getting old, man. Back starting to hurt and shit. All right, yeah. Let me see where I dropped the. Let me see where I dropped the. All right, yes, we got the breakout. We closed. Now, this candle, we do not want to see it slice, right? If we see it slice, then this just might be a sweep, right? I mean, how do we know it's a sweep? We know it's a sweep because it came out, took the recent swing high, and then if it closes back under, then most likely it'll be a sweep. But as long as it holds this zone, right? As long as this holds 707.70, we should be good. And then once we start a continuation, you move that stop up. Then 708.80 should hold, right? And then so on and so forth. Break out from here, this should hold. Break out from here, this should hold. You know what I'm saying? So all you're doing is wash, rinse, and repeating. So I'm like I said, I'm in 715s for Monday. They're super cheap. Especially because like I said, it's OPEX, man. I'm not trying to really get back nothing. I want to go 100% win rate today, right? And we will. So, and that is controllable, right? You can control your win rate. If you want 100% win rate, all you got to do is take a dub and walk the hell away, right? People get all screwed up when they're up and then they're like, whoa, I need a little bit more, right? They might be up $480. They're like, let me take a trade so I can get 17 more bucks, right? It's all mental, bro. So you can't do that. You can't give money away. We only take the best setups, right? So let's check this 15 and 30. 15 just opened, 30 still got 15 minutes left. And we've already got a higher close and continuation. So as long as this 30 closes over this, that's continuation, right? That's continuation. The smaller time frames, obviously, we're just looking at it, because we're live, trying to get the best entry, of course. But when you're looking for confirmation and holding, look, you got the red, green, red, continuation. Breakout, retest, continuation. Close over, right? Over 707.70, pre-market high 708.80. We keep getting this, bro, they're going to squeeze it again. Why? Because everyone wants to go short. Everybody. You look on Twitter, you look on YouTube, you look anywhere. Everyone is like, oh, we gotta go lower. We approach the trend lines. We gotta go down. Puts. Bro, if you're still buying puts after this, you really have to reevaluate. If anyone is telling you to keep buying puts, you have to reevaluate. It's okay to be wrong, gang. It's okay. Shit, I was wrong for like 2 days, right? I think I got in my calls like maybe a couple days before, but it was cool because I bought time, right? And I stuck with the plan. And then eventually, even though we got down, we still kind of recovered, right? And then we got that gap. So eventually, as long as the market is doing what it's supposed to do, bro, you can't fight it. And then look, we're still inside this channel. Nothing has changed. So for someone telling you to, oh yeah, I'm still buying puts, and they've been buying puts since this, bro, you gotta really question them and be like, hey, are you okay? Are you seeing what we are all seeing, and you're still fighting the trend? The trend is your friend, right? You do not fight the trend. And everyone who has been continuously fighting the trend, and I told y'all this every single day we've been live, stop buying puts, right? Unless you're a pro scalper, you know what I'm saying? You catch maybe like this right here was 200%. This one candle was 200%. That just goes to show how the puts are not being paid. This was 100%, right? Yesterday. I don't even know what this was. I think this was a pre-market. Yeah. So we haven't even had a red candle today. So why the hell are you buying puts? Why are you trying to find a top? Why are you trying to call the top? You cannot call the top unless the top is shown to you, right? And it's not. And how will we know the top's in? Trust me, we will know, right? So how will we know? Let's show. Let's see even for today. Let's take this aggressive buying right here. All right, take this super aggressive buying. So let's say we start to taper. Let's get granular. Let's get granular, baby. All right, so we have our selling algos. Bang. This is your selling algo right here. So if we start to see this, then we'll know it's starting to sell. All right. If this is the top, like I said, what the trend line is and stuff like that, we'll see it. If it tops out here, boom, smacks back down and then continues, cool. We can play it inside of the channel. If that does not happen, right? And we just come down and stay inside of this channel, right? Your buying channel. If we stay inside of this, then you are in a buying channel, right? This is just the sells inside of the buying that gives us the liquidity to go higher, right? Sell liquidity to go higher, sell liquidity to go higher, sell liquidity, you know what I'm saying? Until it doesn't work no more, until we break down, retest, and we are no longer in an uptrend. That's all we're doing, bro. Trading is literally that simple. It's that simple. You don't need news, you don't need flow, you don't need anyone else's opinion on this, right? This isn't an opinions-based game. Everyone has their own opinion, of course. But that doesn't matter. Our emotions don't move the market. If that was the case, we would have dumped. We would have dumped 8 days ago, right? If that was the case, if this was an emotional game, we would have been dumped. But we're not, right? We just keep going up, keep going up, keep going up, and it's frustrating people because they don't know how to accept a loss. And when you're trading, you have to know how to take losses, right? Look, aggressive buying right here, all right? So the bottom that we caught here for zeros. Sold my zeros, right? I'm out of my zeros. Why? Because we broke the channel. And like I said, obviously we can still, boom, trick, trap, breakout, retest, sweep low, squeeze high. We can do that, of course. But when you're playing, smaller time frames, you're playing zeros and stuff like that. Once that channel breaks, take it. Look at that move, man. That is it. Hold on, let's actually see how much these contracts are. We bought at the absolute bottom. We bought the actual sweep, right? We bought the 710 sweeps. Those things were, I think, like 30 or 40 bucks, I think. They're already at 90. So they're already over 100%, right? They've already went into the dollar range, right? And then look, even now, breakout, sweep, bro, this is happening in real time. We're literally seeing this happen in real time. Look, you got your sells, right? You got your sells. You know where the sellers are. They're right here. You literally are looking at them, right? They're right here. So if it's not in that selling channel, then stop trying to sell it, right? We're at the top of the range. Yes, true. Right? We have aggressive buying, also true. All we're doing is playing the channels. Let's change this color so we don't get them confused. Aggressive buying, right? The aggressive buying got us up here, right? Aggressive buying here, aggressive buying here, right? That's all we're doing. So for us, we pair that with the breakout retest, bro. We're unstoppable, gang. Unstoppable. This is crazy, bro. If they give us that 710.40, I'm geeked. I'm geeked. Yeah, bro, the 7-Elevens are already up 100%. Oh no, bro. When I was looking at when I was trying to decide which strike to get here on the breakout retest, I was like, okay, either the 710s or the 7-Elevens. Them things were 20 bucks a piece, bro. They're already up at like 70. That's like 300% gains. Let it run. Let it go. Right? Do not fight it. You got your channel. Just let it keep going, man. Until it doesn't, right? And hopefully they slow grind us up and cook every single. I want to see every short cry today. I want to see something like that. I want to see a slow, painful grind up to where all the people who are patient, we get rewarded, right? We bought time, we get rewarded. And I mean, damn near at 710. So I don't even know what to tell them. I don't even know what to tell these bums, man. Check Meta. Hey, bet. Looking at the 5-minute rejection on this, like 7-7, I thought it was rejected opposite side, but then it ripped over. Can you explain that? Yes. Let me see. Turn this on real quick so I can. Oop. 1 second. Remember what we need. We need candle continuation, candle closes, right? So as long as we got 6 minutes left. As long as this candle closes over this, we straight. because that'll be a higher close. Then we just watch the follow through. If we start getting follow through over, that's continuation, right? We don't need to jump the gun. We already caught this whole move. Don't need to jump the gun. We'll get another banger. All right, let me answer bro real quick. He said, "Hey bet, looking at the 5 minute that rejected under your second at 707, I thought it rejected the opposite side, then it ripped over. This right here. Yes, this is what I was talking about. This is when I was saying you need to watch for the sweeps, right? Because it to the untrained eye, if you're too zoomed in on the 1 minute, you would have been like, oh, breakdown, retest, continuation. But remember, you always want to go to the higher time frames for confirmation. So look, all you had to do was wait at least 5 minutes, right? Obviously, the higher time frames told you it was absolutely going to go up. But the higher time frame, right, you can't jump in while the candle's open, right? Unless it's like let's say we get a candle close over this and we get the retest and it's starting to push. Obviously, you can get in because we've already confirmed over it, right? But something like this, yeah, you can't, right? Because look, this is where the ceiling was, 705.90 to a penny. Bink. Came down, absolutely rocket over it. So if we do something like this, absolutely short squeeze, then your first thought isn't, oh, I'm shorting down here. Why would you do that, right? This was the old ceiling, which is now turned into the floor. Why would you short at the floor, right? You got to make sure you're telling your brain, hey, go back in time. Let me go back and look. Let me go back and look. All right, we went back and looked and seeing this, and this is another reason why I keep saying turn your extended hours on, because your candles or your price action that happens before is very important, right? This is very important. You need to know what happened overnight, right? People say, oh, overnight don't matter, blah, blah, blah. Absolutely wrong. Do not listen. Absolutely dead wrong, right? You need to know if these levels are holding overnight. If they're not, where do we break out from? Where do we break down from? And then look, perfect example of why you don't listen to people who tell you overnight don't matter. Look at that. If overnight didn't matter, what is this? What is this? Overhead resistance turned into what? Support. We got the bounce, double bottom, new high, right? So anyone telling you that, they're probably still in puts. They're probably still buying puts up here. They're probably going to swing puts until the weekend. Hey, I can tell people every day, stop buying puts, but I still won't buy them. Think like, anybody in puts? Who's in puts? Nobody. The fuck? You shouldn't be either, right? Like I said, we will know if it's time to buy puts. It's never been time to buy puts. Like I said, unless you're an absolute pro scalper, there ain't really been no time to get no puts. This is probably the only one you could have got yesterday. This was the only time we didn't get continuation. And then even then, if you didn't take profit, you got smacked. And then if you didn't take profit again, you got smacked again, right? Nice little double bottom sweep, right? Higher time frame. Consolidation. Attempts it. All it did was close the gap. Close the gap. Insane squeeze. Now, why would you go short after an insane squeeze breakout? You wouldn't, right? It makes 0 sense. So the same rules apply. Why would you go short after this insane upside squeeze, right? It's not time. We've already established the high. We've already established the zone, 708, 707.70, 708.80, 707.70. So anything in here, we don't like it. We don't want to touch it. We break below here, retest. Cool. You can maybe attempt to short back down to the lows, but we see where that gets you, right? We see where that gets you. Back to the lows. You get it, but then you instantly get cooked. So you can, right? But we're all about taking the best setups, right? The best trades. So I'm not planning on shorting this shit, right? Even if we do roll, I'm just not going to do it, right? I don't need to. We've already banked so much on calls. I don't have to bank on puts as well. Only way is if we get an absolute just red candle right through. If we slice right through this, then that means, okay, this could be just a sweep and it can't hold. We get, if like in the next 10, 15 minutes, like we get a 15-minute, I'm talking about huge red, close under 707.70. Then we'll be like, all right, we'll see. Now if we can't get back above, okay, cool. Now we might be able to take a little $2 short, and that's decent, right? $2 short, you can do that, but it will present itself when it's time to go short. We'll know it's time to go short, right? But it's just not time yet, man. It's just not time yet. So unless the person who's telling you to buy puts has a reason for it, where the charts are explaining it, then okay, I could see that. Like if it was like, okay, we came up here, we swept this, closed down here, and then they're like, okay, cool, we can't break back above. Now we're below this ceiling right here, right? This ceiling right here. If we get back below this, okay, cool, and we consolidate towards the end of the day, I can see swinging some puts overnight, right? I mean, over a weekend, you know, because you just never know. But if that's not happening and they're just like, oh, well, we're overextended, I'm going to swing puts. No, that's dumb as hell, right? That makes no sense. We can be overextended for a long time, which we have seen, right? This isn't the first time this has happened. This is why I'm so, like, I don't understand why they're so bearish, because this isn't the first time we've done this. We literally just did this. We literally just did this shit with Trump and the tariffs. We literally did it. And then look, what happened? No, we'll go back down. We'll go back down. No, we'll go back down. We'll go back down. Trust me. We'll go back down. We'll go back down. I promise. And then you get this one day and they're like, I told you we're coming down. And then we go right back up. Right? So just because we're just climbing, it means nothing. We do this every couple of cycles, man. This isn't new. COVID crash. Right? Another one all the way back since the history of time. We've always had these flash crashes. We've always had, and all you got to do is go back and look. Right? This is probably the longest stint, right? That 2022, in between 2022 and 2023, that's probably the longest stint of downside that we've had, right? The Trump tariffs, we know Trump is a wild man, runs his mouth a lot, markets get real volatile, cool, but it always recovers, right? Same thing here. The only way I would even be like, all right, now it's time to go short in the market, is if we daily close back underneath both of these, cannot reclaim 700 on a higher time frame. I'm talking about weekly. This is when you start looking big, right? And then you come back into the 695, because 695 to 691 is probably the best place. Like, so let's say if we continue for like a week, and then maybe in the next like month or two, we probably come back in here, get a little retest. That's where I'm going to be going heavy, either in here, or, I mean, God forbid they take it back down here, but even in there, right? But this is a broadening wedge. So like I said, we take it step by step. You cannot front run a move like that. Like, I can't say, all right, yeah, we're gonna do it's because it's too far out, right? It's way too far out to be calling that. And we're day traders, right? I'm not looking to know what's gonna happen in the next year. I don't care. I do not care. We can be down at $1 in the next 5 years. I don't care. Why? Because we will play it level to level all the way to the ground. If it's gonna send back to the 500s, how everybody swore it was on Twitter 2 weeks ago. You go back on Twitter 2 weeks ago, everybody was like, we're going sub 100, pin this, we're going sub 600, we're going to hell. Bro, you cannot front move. You can't front run a move like that, right? Why? Because it's just not presented itself. There's no charts telling us that that's going to happen. You still have this level. You know what I'm saying? You have levels to break, levels to reclaim, levels to see. Even here, right? Is there continuation? No, not yet. So what are we doing? Nothing. We're not diddling in the middle. We're not doing anything. We want to see it push up to our target, right? We want to see that push into that 710, right? If not, hey, cool. It's fine. We bought calls down here, all right? We already trimmed calls up here. So if it rolls, and like I said, I got time on the calls. So if it does roll, okay, I mean, I'll either stop out or I'll grab more, depending on price action. So you got to know both sides of the equation. So that way, whenever you do get in a trade, you're confident. Because I know a lot of people, they'll be like, damn, like, you know, like I just need help with my confidence. Like, I was in and I got out. If that's your problem, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have problems with holding plays or your confidence levels, all you got to do is take a step back, look at the markets or look at the charts and say, what are the two options it can do as far as me taking a trade? 1, breakout, retest, continuation. 2, sweep, failure back below, cannot claim, come back down to the range. Or 3, diddle in the middle. And we don't trade that, right? So there's literally only 2 things the market can do. Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. Shorts are getting absolutely wrecked. We're up 30% again in the 1DTs. Can't be stopped, baby. Make sure y'all dropping a like on the video. Make sure y'all subbing up. And make sure y'all turn the alerts on, because I know I'm over the weekend and stuff. Like, when I do weekend analysis and weekend charts, I might not announce like, hey, I'm about to go live. I might just, you know, like, let's say on a Saturday or Sunday night when I'm in the crib, you know, jamming out, smoking some weed, setting up my charts for the week, you know, going over levels. I might not announce, hey, I'm about to go live. I might just go live. So make sure y'all turning them alerts on, so that way you'll be able to see. Yo, what tool is that trend line? Oh, this one. So go here on TradingView, go to parallel channels, right? So all you're doing with the parallel channels, you're connecting the bottoms and then just drag it up, right? And then you go and turn your extended right. You extend the right line. Damn, look at this. Look at, man, come on, bro. You cannot beat this. You see how it all adds up? The top of the channel is also our target, right? It's also our target. That's so crazy. 710. It's evil world we live in. Yeah, 40%. There we go. Target 2 hit. Make sure y'all trimming, man. Make sure y'all trimming this. Make sure y'all taking these profits, man. Make sure y'all taking these profits. Hold on, I'm typing in the chat real quick. This kid in the chat, he's like 15, 16, 17. He keeps calling me Unc. I'm like, dog, you ain't even lived 20% of life yet, gang. Dang, yeah, that's crazy. Went over all these levels. Gave the targets, gave the fibs, all of that. Yeah, at this point, like I said, man, you let it keep squeezing. Once we lose the algos, then you can attempt to sell. But why would you, right? Have we broke it yet? No, not yet. So just keep holding your calls, right? You trim because why? You trim because obviously you hit a target. You trim because we broke, right? You trim into strength. You trim why? We're at the top of the channel. You trim why? We're getting close to the top of that channel. All of this add up, probably gonna have some little resistance in here, right? So what are we gonna do? We're gonna trim. We're gonna trim at that 40%. Take it, all right? Take it. Take it, take it, take it. Yeah. Yeah, see, look at that. Look at that. Perfect. How do we know at all time highs? Because we got the channels, right? You're taking profit. And then if it wants to keep going, we'll get even more buying, right? We'll continue up in this channel. If not, look, we have our guidelines. We break back below the range, that diddle in the middle, we don't touch that diddle in the middle, but we reject that diddle in the middle. Boom, back at this range, you know what I'm saying? So on, so forth, so on, so forth. So there's always going to be signs, right? No matter what. You can trade at all-time highs. We can trade at absolutely no levels. You give me a chart, I promise you I'm going to have some levels made, right? That's all you need is the charts. I don't need to, look, in this case, we can't even scroll left. There's nothing there. And better yet, look down. There hasn't been nothing to the left for a couple of days now, right? And we've still managed to create levels along the way. Why? Because we have our extended hours on. We established this range. Why? We waited. We were patient. Chop, chop, chop. Break out. Retest. Absolute squeeze overnight. Break out. Look. Slow grind up. Squeeze. Breakout. Retest. Right? That's all you need, man. That's all you need. Let me see where we are as far as my other channel. I know we're getting close. Uh-oh. We finally are about to hit the top of the dreaded channel, man. It's been 3 weeks. We did it, Joe. We did it, Joe. Dang, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. Yeah, man, ain't nothing less to do. Just print. Ain't nothing left for us to do except make money on. Yes, Oh, there we go. Look at you. See that? Did we call those targets or what? Oh yeah, it's so funny. Every time we call a banger, my Discord goes crazy. I'm like, dang, y'all need to see me prove it over and over and over and over and over. How many times y'all need me to prove it? Bro hit me. He was like, "Yo, bro, I seen, I was in the YouTube. I seen you talking about mentorships. I don't know. I just want to watch you a little bit more." I'm like, "Bro, you been in the chat for like a year, some change, gang. What are you talking about? You know I don't miss. I really only trade SPY. I've been doing this, bro. You can go back and check. You can go back, search my name in the chat, see how many times I missed. Count them. You could probably count them on one hand. Yeah, boy said he had his unk job. My dog. My dog. Fire explanations, of course, man. I just try to keep it simple, bro. The simpler you keep it, the simpler it would be when you go back and replay it. That's why when people ask me about, like, a lot of the other stuff, it's not really my cup of tea. If it works for you, like I said, trading is about you finding your edge, right? There are certain things that always apply, of course, the your support, resistance, your breakout, your retest. But as far as your trading style, that's always going to be up to you. That's why I don't really give people, contract sizes. I don't tell them how much I'm in. I don't show my monetary gains because I don't see the point in it, right? Let's say I have a $250,000 account. If I show you $10,000 gains every day, it's gonna mess with your mental, not mine. You're gonna be like, damn, well, maybe I need to go heavier. No, no, no. You stick to your plan. This is your journey. This isn't my journey. This isn't anyone else's journey. This is your money, your journey. So, in order for me to do that, I don't show how many contracts I have. I mean, sometimes I do if it's like a crazy end of day. SPX, I love that shit. Oh, target hit. Trim some more. 66. Ooh, I hate that number. 66%. I'm gonna wait till it goes 70. Woohoo, 70%. All right, this is that squeeze. This is that squeeze I was talking about, right? Hit the trend line. All right, we're at the trend line. Take y'all profit, man. Yeah, I'm not buying anymore. I'm just going to hold the runners that I have because this is insane. I'm going to hold till we hit these targets, but other than that, I'm not buying any more contracts today. Yep, there we go. Y'all hear me selling? Bring! We did it again. We did it again. We did it again. Damn, I should have held at least one of those 705s. They're $5 of the money. I'm throw up. Yeah, that shit's crazy, bro. This thing is just going and going. Oh my gosh. 75%. Oh shit. Dude, yeah, this is crazy. Damn, bro, my 705s are $600 a piece, over 1,000%. Oh no, no. This is nice, man. I love this shit. All right, so now we have 710. If we break out above this, right, and we hold 710, we can go all the way up to 713 to 715 today. And remember, honestly, don't get too excited. I do have time. I got Mondays. I got Monday 7:15s, right? So I do have a little extra day. Not, I don't want to get too excited. I don't want to, pressure y'all to think it's gonna go. I'm just saying we could because it's OPEX. Everyone's trying to short it. Everyone's still trying to buy puts. So what are they gonna do? They're naturally gonna make sure those puts expire worthless. And how do they do that? Every time it attempts to get a red candle, it's gonna squeeze. It does this to the downside as well, right? When we're having a day where everyone's trying to buy calls, what do? They continuously trick, trap, squeeze. Why? Because it's more money for them. If all these contracts expire worthless, people are just literally giving money to the casino, right? It's like how the house always wins. So OPEX makes sure the house always wins. Congrats. Thank you, brother. I had 71.25 call SPX. Oof. Oh, damn it. Oof. If it closes above the trend line, do you adjust the line or leave it? No. I leave it. So what we'll do is we'll just come in and show the aggressive buying, right? This is the aggressive buying channel. All right, we'll take that. and we'll just keep watching it, right? We'll just keep watching that aggressive buying because it's remember, well, if you were in here yesterday, I showed how we have the different cycles, right? So these are your different cycles, right? You have aggressive buying, you have moderate buying, and then you have, moderate selling, and then you have aggressive selling. So how would you do that, right? You would have your aggressive buying channels, you would have your moderate buying channels, you would have your moderate selling, which can lead to more buys. That's why I don't really short moderate selling. And then you have your aggressive selling, where it's like, all right, this is going down, all right? So it's only going to be one of those four. It's the market literally can't do anything else. I mean, of course, sideways, but that don't count. We don't diddle in the middle, right? We don't fuck with that. That ain't our cup of tea. We ain't on that. All right? So you have your boom, right? So you have your aggressive buying. The market only does three things. It's either aggressive buying, it's either moderately buying, it's flat going sideways, moderately selling, or it's aggressively selling, right? It's always going to be just one of those four. And so how do we know which one it is? We just watch it, right? And right now we're aggressively squeezing, which is cool. We're not tripping. If this thing want to go some more, let it rip. Look at that, bro. This thing can come on. Oh my gosh. Should I buy 720s for Monday? Should we do that? Let's see how much these 720s are, bro. Hold on. Let me see. Let's see. Or even Tuesday. I'm not gonna go too jump to that. Oh, bro, 720s are $40 for Tuesday. Yeah, okay, this is what we're gonna do. This is the new game plan. New game plan alert. Y'all listening? Listen up. Listen up, listen close. Right? So what do? Literally, hold on. This is too good. All right, so remember how we just went over this, right? We just went over this. What happened? We squeezed overnight. We got the squeeze. We bumped our head. Bink. Consolidated for a little bit, couple red candles. Absolute demolish, squeeze over, retest, breakout. So, and this is in the smaller time frames. Remember what I said. If it happens on the smaller time frames, it applies on the bigger time frames as well. You just got to be more patient. What happened? We squeezed up, right? We squeezed up. Bink. Hit our head a little bit. Massive squeeze out, right? So, this is what we wait for. Well, if you're already in, you're good. If you already bought the pre-market high calls, you're pretty straight already. But if you're not, right, you either can one of two things. You can grab 2 DTEs, 720s, a little starter position, or best bet, if you want to get more risque, wait for either a retest of this breakout, right? Some sort of something, maybe later on in the day, if they give it to us, and then you buy right here, right? Same rules will apply. You see that? Bump our head, squeeze above, right? Now we need some sort of retest. We get that retest, that's gonna be the new game plan. We get the new retest, anywhere between our levels, 708.80, right? Same one, 708.80. I mean, if it goes down 777, like I said, it's okay, but we want to see closes, right? Higher time frame, because this is a higher time frame chart. So now all that requires is you to wait a little longer, right? The 5 minute, obviously, it's quick. Each candle's 5 minutes, blah, 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 blah. But higher time frames, you need higher time frame confirmation. So this 30, we got 13 minutes left in it. We want to see this close good, green, strong candle, right? Maybe they give us a little trick for the bears. Maybe they give them a little tease, right? Maybe they come back in here. This candle right here, your red candle, is going to be your best place to buy, right? Because this is where we got the retest and we broke out from. So anything in here, this is a wide range, remember? So you got to be careful with your timing. Anything in here, it's going to, remember, this keyword, if this, then that. If this happens, then this, right? We're not just saying, oh, if it happens, I'm going to, no, you still need to see if this, then it still needs to close back above, right? Any dip down here, oh, my phone, hold on. Yeah, any dip down here, it needs to hold. And then wherever that, so let's say we top out right here or up here or wherever, right? Let's say this 30-minute closes here. Wherever we pull back from, we need to see that next candle come take out wherever this closes at, right? We don't really care about the wicks. That don't really, it don't matter because we're playing higher time frame. We do not care about no wicks. So if that's the case, we're going to make sure we take it, right? We're going to make sure we wait for that retest, right? Wherever this wants to go. If it wants to keep squeezing, like I said, we do have time already, right? We're already in the 715s, the 720s. My leg. Ugh. but we're in the we already have time, right? I wish I was still in my zeros. Good God, why'd I sell them? It is what it is. But yeah, if it keeps squeezing, we're absolutely golden. At least to that seven. I'd say at least 713 to 715, anywhere in this range, right? Because this is the top of the big, huge, monstrous squeeze. And remember, everyone's trying to short this. So what are they probably gonna do? We're gonna get a slow grind up. We probably get one trick trap, you know, a little sweep or some shit, and then they just take it back up, right? But this is crazy. 711. If I would have told everybody we'd be at all-time high 2 weeks ago, they probably would have stoned my ass. And look, how do we know we're still buying calls? Look at this. The algos, the same one we keep doing on the smaller one, it's the same thing on the bigger time frame, right? So when we're trading it on the 5 and the 1 and we're looking at it from here, remember, you're still zooming out. The only reason why we trim at certain levels is because we're playing 0DTs and stuff like that. Oh, target 2 hit. Target 2 hit. Take it to the bank. Take me to the bank. I'm on the way. What Lil Wayne say? Laughing to the bank like the fucking money tickle. Target 2. Yes, sir. I'm jumping in the chat real quick. Yes, sir. Hope y'all. Banking. Calls. Printing. Target. This is target 4 at this point. Target 1, 2, 3. That's target 3. Target 3 hit. Keep trimming the 1DTs. Another target hit. 250% on the zeros. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Yeah, but look, higher time frame, 30-minute, bang. Caught this beautiful. Oh my gosh, this is where I loaded up on those calls right before that gap up. My biggest day, right there. How did I know we were gonna do that? Continuation, breakdown, retest, higher low. Fucking freaking squeeze. A little bit of sideways, you know, not nothing too crazy. We don't diddle in the middle. All right. Channel still holds. Squeeze again. Yeah, we're banking, man. This is crazy. I love this. I love this shit. I love this shit. Damn, and we're already up. We're already up on the other ones we bought. The 713s, which is up 30%. I'll take that bit too. Take that off. Yeah. Got 50% on it? Oh my god. Alright, yeah. So hopefully we get it, right? And if we catch this on live, we all gotta take a shot. Alright, so look, yeah, so hopefully we top out here, right? Let's say we top out here. We get this little pullback, either sweep this right here or sweep this right here. This would be the best, absolute best sweep. But anywhere in here, right? Anywhere in here, we're gonna buy it up. Not automatically, not obviously, not automatically. We're not just instantly, but you know the rules. What I keep always talking about. If we get it, we hold, you know, maybe attempt to fail, something. Inverse head and shoulder, double bot, I don't care. Even a V-bot, I don't care. Anything in here. Once we start squeezing back up, we already know what we're doing. We're going to take out that high, and then we're going to squeeze again, all right? That's if we get the pullback. Hopefully they give it to us, because I'm feeling greedy today. I'm feeling greedy today. We finna make some more money. We up stupid. Should I just buy like 1 million calls and just say, screw it? We did it again. We did. Did it again. Did it again. Where's that? Where's my? Hold on, my fault. I'm checking in on my students real quick. Sorry, hold on. My fault, my fault, my fault. Give me a sec, give me a sec, give me a sec, give me a sec, give me a sec. Damn, my dog, man. Damn, bro, that's love. One of my students, man, he just sent me some appreciation money, bro. That's so sweet, dog. I love doing this shit, man. I love helping people. I love, seeing everybody learn, seeing everybody print. Cause I feel like I was in the military, right? So I was in the military. I got kicked out. It just wasn't my speed. I hate when there's rules and regulation that people either choose to apply to who, and what I'm saying, treat people certain ways based upon X, Y, and Z. I think the stock market is just beautiful because it allows anyone, right, any background. I didn't finish high school, right? You got people who are finished high school, college degrees, doctorates, didn't finish high school. You know what I'm saying? Everyone can do this, right? And it's something I feel like has not been, it's never been taught in schools. No one's ever taught us about the stock market in school. You know what I'm saying? They don't teach this kind of stuff, right? This is crazy, man. So I love coming on here. There's enough money for everybody. I don't got to be stingy with the knowledge and not teach and charge people thousands of dollars to learn something that's, you know, not, you don't need to pay $10,000. You see all these huge gurus charging $10,000 for a course just to tell you some pre-recorded shit, right? They don't even help people. But I love this, man. I love teaching is what I love. I have a passion for this shit, man. And then trading, of course, I have a passion for this. I've always been an entrepreneur, even since high school. Had my own business in high school. I've always just loved, figuring stuff out. Stock market was my hardest one, because most of it's mental. But once you tack that mental, man, you're gonna be straight. Trust me. Trust me, you're gonna be straight. All you need is just to implement your rules, right? You need to have rules. You need to have, and we have our rules, right? We're holding our calls. We're trimming, of course. And then if we break our channel, that's where we trim most, and maybe get out a majority, right? We have our rules. You apply all this. It helps teach you patience, right? Because obviously no one gets good at anything overnight, right? So you gotta stick with this stuff, man. You gotta stick with it. You gotta just be, you know what I'm saying? Just you gotta give yourself patience, man. You gotta give yourself patience. Be patient with everything. That's what happens in life. Nobody ever got good at anything overnight, right? So a lot of my students, you get frustrated, like, damn, I can't figure it out. It's fine, man. It's great. Be patient. Just zoom out, keep practicing, and then repetition will slowly build, courage, and then you'll be like, all right, I got this. And my goal is to keep teaching y'all this, so that way y'all can do it without me on the days that I'm not here, on the days that I'm sleeping in, or I'm on vacation, or I'm, somewhere I might be up in the air. I fly a lot, so and even when I was on the plane, I still made a video for y'all. It's funny because the kid who was sitting next to me, he was like so intrigued in my charts. It's crazy, man. Done for the day. Good luck in your trade. Fucking congrats, man. Of course, brother. Thank you, man. Congrats on y'all too. How did you set up target levels? So I'll go over this 1 second. All tie high on a Friday is gonna make Monday interesting. Absolutely, my boy Oliver. All right, Meta. So Meta, same thing. This looks actually very good. Meta actually does have levels to the left, I believe, right? Yeah. Yes. Look. Oh, yes. I think I posted this in the chat yesterday, huh? Look at this. This is basically everything we do on a smaller time frame on a higher time frame, right? Look at this. Bang. You got your levels, right? Breakout, retest. You got the sweep, right? Squeeze. And then if this comes, where we're going to go? Take out the highs, right? It's just market rotation. I like Meta. I like Meta for a swing, right? Maybe like let me see actually, how much are Meta? Let me see. How much are Meta? Let me pull up my Meta chart real quick. Meta, let's say 750s. Let's see. Let's do a little. See how fast we can truly get there. There I am. Let me see. Was it April 30th? May 1st. Oh, did not even go that far. Hold on. 14 days. Let me try 21 days. May 1st. I would say. It's so weird now because they did that thing where the contracts expire like every other couple of days. I don't like that, man. I don't like that because it makes when you're looking at the options change, it looks weird. I only care about the weeklies when I'm looking at something like this. But they got the weird. Yeah, let's see. Let's see May 1st. What's this? 790. All right. If you did May 1st, where's May? May 1st. Yeah, if you did May 1st, 775s, those are only, damn, no, not even May 1st. That's got to be a weird, why? Yeah, I don't like the way they changed the options change. I don't like this at all. Boo. Because they have them on Monday, then they have them on Wednesdays, then they have them on, I don't like that. It's stupid. Okay. 24 April. When is that? 24 April 725s. 24 April 725s are only $1.80. I'm actually gonna grab one of those. 175, right? Let me see what that is. That's next Friday, right? Let me check this weekly real quick. 1 second. Where's 725 at? 725? Oh, yeah. Next Friday, 725s are $1. $1. I'm gonna grab one of those. Just one. Alright, hold on. Let me drop this in the chat real quick. Meta. What'd I say? Meta 725s. April. They're 1.6. So I'll grab one, obviously, because, end of the week, we got a lot going on. But leading into Monday, right? That's what I'm going to be watching for Monday. Right? Because we did get the breakout. We got the retest. If we gap up on the Monday, I might miss out on the secondary entry. But if we do get that pullback kind of into here, maybe a little $20, then we can go further out heavier. But I'm going to grab a single starter. I want to see how it moves, right? I'm not grabbing this starter yet just for positioning. I'm grabbing it because I don't usually play meta. So I'm not really familiar on how these contracts move, right? SPY, I know exactly how every single contract moves. But, yeah, so I'm not really familiar how those move. We got the higher close. Now, you can get in if we clear that wick. Because it's probably, like I said, if it's OPEX too. So, if they want to diddle in the middle, they can. We don't diddle in the middle and no trades in the middle. So I'm not going to take it, but I have it on my watch list in 1.5. But I'm going to get one if we do break and continue. Or, like I said, if we can get that sweep low, I'll watch that. So, yeah, meta, I'll take one. If we can get that actually, if we can get another dip, I actually might move it down and get a 720 call, right? Because that'd be a little easier for next week, or maybe in 2 weeks out. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on this. It is Friday, like I said. Everything's a little. Ooh, wait, hold on. Is this our dip on SPY? Wait. Where's our other chart? Hold on. Yeah, see, look. We took the zeros off the table, took the other trims off the table, leaving runners, of course. Like I said, anything's possible. Let's get back to it. Hold on. Yeah. Damn, I really low-key wanted to come back just a little bit more. Maybe like a little mini roll, nothing too crazy, like, right? And get from here. Because if we just keep squeezing, I might not get that secondary entry that I really want. Because I want to get the 713s, zeros, DTEs, or get the 715 for Mondays. But if they don't give it to me here, I'm gonna have to just sit on hands and let the runners keep running. Damn, come on, look, this is the one time I actually want SPY to give us a dip. Like, go down just a little bit. I'm trying to bank. We need to bank. I'm trying to bank for everybody. You bank, I bank, we bank, he bank, she bank. Big bank, take little bank. There's a whale in calls today. Oh, for real? What are the What's the whale in? Is there earnings or something coming up, or what's popping? Don't let me find out. I'm in that. Ah, dang it! They're not gonna give it. No, give it to us. No. Or kick me out. Yeah, come on. I really wanted this to go. Look, I know I've been talking hella shit, but I kind of want this to go down just now, just a little bit, right? But obviously, like I said, I'm not gonna argue with price action. If you want to keep squeezing, hey, squeeze the bears. Remember what I said about trying to short? You get that one, and then they just cook you, and then you get that sweep, and then they cook you again. And what do? They take out the highs again. They just keep doing this. So if they keep doing it, shit, I'm gonna keep doing it. Damn, bro, are they not gonna give it to us? Please, pretty please, pretty please. Hey, baby. Cat over here staring at me like, what the hell you got going on? Bro, please give us that. I'm over here begging, please. Oh, somebody asked me something in the chat. What was it? Hold on one second. Somebody asked me something to explain something. Hold on. What was it? Oh, yes. Come down. Yes, come down. Boy, it had to be a news candle. Ah, there we go. How did you set up the target levels? All right, cool. This is what I did to set up the target levels, right? Yes, come back down. Please come back down. And then it would coincide with this as well, right? It would coincide with our channel. 1 second. Let me clear this off the chart so I can explain it. All right, so this is how we find target levels when we're continuously going, right? So you see how we had this consolidation, then we had the huge move up, and we got the huge pullback. So all you're gonna do is when you see the market have a spike in one direction and it doesn't continue and it starts to, yippee out, blah 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 blah, it starts to do something like that, you take your fib, you draw it from the bottom to the top, right? And then once you get your fib from the bottom to the top, you go in, you turn on your 1.4, 1.41, 1.272, and 1.68, and those will be considered your take profit levels based on fibs. How they work, I don't know, man. It's Fibonacci sequence. I don't know what that means, all that extra stuff. But that's just how you set it up, all right? Yeah, and then the vice versa. When you're looking for pullbacks, like even here, all right, let's say, when you're looking for a pullback, you do the same thing, except you don't turn on any of the extended ones. You just use the normal fibs. Like you just use your normal fibs, right? And then you just watch your fib levels. So anything that's closing above the 0.5 and 382 is going to be a good buy. Now, institutional buys, if it gets a big dip, are always going to be at that 618, 716. It's what we call the golden pocket. So we call that GP, golden pocket. So on bigger time frames, like market rotations, when the market rotates, like like let me see. I think Meta actually. Yeah, let's see. I think it's Meta that actually came down to 618. Yeah, I use it for more so bigger time frames as far as the golden pocket because it's just a lot stronger, right? Let's see. Yes, I think it was right here. So we had the huge move and then we just kind of chilled. Yes. It was Meta. All right, see. So look, Meta from the bottom to the top, golden pocket fixed, bang. Look at that. Right? Bang. So the golden pocket is where the institutions like to buy it, because that's where most people are gonna be like, all right, that's it, it's over, I'm gonna short it now, right? You know how when we're trading and we always see this right here, breakout, and then it comes and tricks people like right at that level and then continues that squeeze. Basically the same that's been happening all week. It's the same rules. So it comes down, tricks people, comes down close enough, right? And remember, these are high time frames, so this is weeklies. So people are already like, oh yeah, it's over. And then it usually sweeps that golden pocket. Not all the time, right? But this is always going to be our best institutional level to buy at, right? So based on the, why they use the fib, I don't know. I'm not a part of the institution. I wish. But yeah, see, came down, swept that golden pocket, 786, 808, 806, bang. Golden pocket continues, normally comes, takes out what? Bang. The highs. This is why I want to get in those calls, because I'm like, excuse me, sorry. I like this, all right? What was that? Oh, no, hold on. Do we miss Microsoft? Oh, don't tell me we missed it. Dang it. Oh my god. It's all good. Don't be greedy. But if you took those Microsoft, I think we looked at them yesterday. Those are, you're up crazy, bankroll. Gap, go, gap and go, gap, go. take that, and then if it continues, you can just keep those guidelines, right, until it breaks. But yeah, what did Broski? What's my boy's name? Oliver. What's the whales? You said something about some whales in meta. They're in meta today, or oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, meta. Oh look, breakout. Hopefully we get a little retest, right? If we can get this little retest, right? So this is when I say stuff like, okay, I'll get a starter position. Look at that. Oh man. Ooh, hold on. From all-time highs, this is the trend line. We just haven't been able to get continuation off of it. Let's see. Oh, what? What? Yeah. Breakdown. Look, can't sweep it, can't close. Got it. Failed the breakout retest. And this is what I'm saying too. We need to see that breakout retest. We need to see this close. So we got 50 minutes. So in the next 50 minutes, we're gonna take meta if we get this close right above, and then this is gonna be our best case scenario. Best case scenario, we hold on any 4 hours, right? Any 4-hour pullback has to hold this. So 4-hour pullback. Obviously, we want to buy in on the pullback. We don't want to buy in on the strong green candle because we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen for real. But because look, zoom out on meta. This has never gotten a full breakout retest. Look, we're talking about actually. Let me show you. Screw these wicks. Wicks is what get people. That's how they do people bad. Screw the wicks. Look, no wicks. Breakout. Fail retest. All right. We didn't even get the retest. We didn't even break out here. Look, breakout. Fail retest. Didn't even get the breakout here. Fail under. Fail under. Failure breakout. Fail under. Attempted breakout. Fail under. To grab more liquidity. Look, sweep the lows. Swept those lows, squeeze, boom. We want to take out the highs at least. So we get this close in the next 45 minutes. Remember, it can close back under here. We're gonna have to be more patient, right? If it closes back under, I'm not really interested. But if we get the close over, we might have to wait all day, right? And just catch some for a swing. But yeah, if we can get a 4-hour close over here, we can grab next week's calls. We can grab month out calls, any kind of calls. But if you get this 4-hour continuation going into next week, obviously we're gonna run out of time today because it's the 4-hour. But for something like this, like meta, an actual swing, y'all know I don't do swings often, but for an actual swing, yes, we're definitely gonna take this. So shout out my boy Oliver, man. Appreciate you for bringing that up. So yeah, we'll leave this one be. We're gonna leave this up. Put this on the YouTube chart. So we'll leave this one in the YouTube. You'll leave this one on the YouTube playlist. All right, let me see. Someone asked me something else. What is the VWAP and why is it useful? That VWAP stands for volume weighted average price. So basically, the VWAP is just your average price. Oh, I didn't mean to type it in. It's just the average price of the stock as it's based upon each candle to candle, right? So let me see. Where's my master chart at? I think it's the only one I use on the master chart is VWAP for real. Yeah, we don't need these SMAs. Oh yeah, see, I was trying to top out at the top of the trend line. You got to start taking that profit, start trimming, because we don't know how far it's gonna fall. They want to take it back, they can. They can cook late longs, or they can even come down and cook the bears again. I don't know, right? We got to wait and see. But we know we're at the top of the algo, we're at the top of the channel, so we know we are gonna trim our calls, right? I'm not taking puts. I'm not gonna take them, obviously, just because we can. But like I said, I'm not into that, right? I don't want to get caught in that mindset everybody else has, like, oh, we're overextended, we gotta go down, right? We don't want to take things just because, right? We want to see follow through, continuation, because we know we still have breakout retests to watch out for, right? We still got breakout retests to watch out for. So we're not gonna jump the gun on that, even if everybody else is screaming puts, blah 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 blah. Even if they bank on puts, congratulations. I hope everybody banks, right? But we're always looking for the best setups. So, is this the best setup? I wouldn't say it's the best setup. Do I think we get a nice pullback? Absolutely. If you're up and you want to take that risk down to 708, maybe a little 0DT con or something like that, of course, you can do that, right? You can do that. We can like I said, we can always find profit in the charts. So even from here to here, that's still, if you get it, that's a decent little profit, If you're here to here, I guess you could bank a little quick, you know what I'm saying? But would I take it? No, I'm not gonna take it because I wanna find the best ones that I can hold, right? Like this was something I could hold all day, or not all day, but I was able to hold this, right? The red ones, I don't know. They haven't been letting us hold them, right? Even over here, you kind of got it here, but then that wick cooked you if you got in late, and then if you try to get back in, it cooked you again. So I don't, I'm just looking at what the charts are doing. So I'm not necessarily interested. If it wants to cook, remember it's OPEX too, so they want to just cook as many contracts as possible. All the shorts got the short squeeze, and that just means that all the shorts had to cover their position. So let's say I'm like, hey, I'm shorting this stock. The higher we go up, in order for me to save my position, I have to buy the stock. So everyone is shorting, so everyone's having to buy out of their position, which is why we're squeezing so high, right? Kind of like GameStop. The institutions were shorting it so much, but when it started going up, they started losing billions and billions of dollars. So how do they get out of that? They have to buy it, right? They have to figure out their losses somehow, and vice versa, right? So this also works at the downside. So if we're going down and everyone's long, everybody's getting stopped out. They're getting stopped out. And how are they getting stopped out? That means they're having to sell into it, right? Which causes a short squeeze to the downside. So vice versa, short squeeze to the upside, short squeeze to the downside. Same thing, same rules, just different sides, obviously. But let's get into this VWAP real quick. So bro asked me, what is VWAP and how do we use it? Where's my chart? Master chart. There we go. VWAP. All right, so your VWAP is just your average price at the open of the day. So every candle, it'll calculate how many candles there are, give you an average, and this is just the average. So the average it should be is around 708. This is a 50, like basically like, let's say you got a, I'm gonna give you a little math problem like we're little kids again. Let's say you got 5 people, right? And amongst those 5 people combined, you got 25 beans or some shit, right? You got 25 beans, 5 people. The average, you just take it, right? You got 5 people, divide that 25 by 5, and you get 5. That'll be your average price, right? So this is just your average price based upon every single candle that started the day. That's why it moves with each day, because it recalculates starting at the beginning of the day, right? It doesn't go with us overnight and stuff like that. It starts at the beginning of the day. So each candle, right? So if we start going flat, that basically means that we're not really moving and the price isn't fluctuating as much. We're starting to even out. So if all the candles are starting to do like this, everyone pretty much has the same amount of beans. So that means we're pretty much an average. But when you have things like this, you got a lot. Then it starts to pull away from the VWAP, right? And the VWAP starts to trend up with it, right? So when the VWAP starts trending up, that means the average price is getting higher and higher and higher. And vice versa. If VWAP's trending down, starting to get lower and lower and lower. So we use this, right? This is how we use it. We can use it as support and resistance because eventually, most times we do come back and test it, right? It's just the average price. It's like the market says, this is a good price for the stock, right? For today. The market right now is saying, a good price for SPY is around 708.50, right? So if we're above it, that means we're bullish, right? We're above what the average asking price is. Now, if we're below it and it starts to trend down, we're below it. We're going to be below what the average price is. Now, usually we do get a test. Not all the time, right? Not all the time. On trend days, sometimes we don't. We do get something like this, or it'd be a nice entry on the trick, trap, squeeze. But not every day we use entry. So that's why I don't really use it as much, I'll use it more so when we're going flat, because I'll just use it to be like, okay, hey, VWAP is flat, so that means we're not really, the average for today is just pretty much flat. We got up, we got down, we got up, we got down, that leads to sideways action. So if it's sideways, I'm not really liking it. Yeah, so that's basically what VWAP is. And it's just a moving average that recalculates every single day. And it goes along with every single candle. But my favorite indicator is the SMAs. And that's just your daily moving average, right? It doesn't move with each candle during the day. It only moves with each daily close. So no matter what we did that day, no matter what, that SMA is not going to move, right? It's not going to move. See here. So we're above our daily SMA, so we're extremely bullish. So whenever we do get a daily, let's turn all this off real quick. Whenever we do get a daily pullback into the 5-day, most likely it will be our support, the same way the VWAP is. So you see it's trending up. Right here is when I said, okay, this bottom is in. The SMA started to curl back up, and then we used it as support, right? We held that. Oh, we're bullish. Swept below, closed above. Even here, this was our best buy. This is why I was like, hey, I'm going to buy some calls with time, because we got the breakout retest and we tested the 5. So we're above the SMAs. So we cannot be bearish until we lose the 5 SMA, right? Because this is our closing daily moving average. So we have the 5, we have the 20, kind of like the 20 and the, like people use the 21 EMA. It's basically the same thing, except, like I said, this is for your daily chart. So this only calculates each daily move. If I go in on the 5 or whatever, it's not going to move inside this day, right? So even when we got this opening test, 5 day, it stays, right? This just calculates each day. So as long as we hold it by the time the day closes, then that means that everything we're doing, good morning.
Good morning.
As long as we're holding everything that's closing, then, we're above it, we're bullish, right? Hopefully we finally get this pullback. That would be absolutely ideal. I'm really hoping, because I want to catch one more with y'all. 40 minutes. We're still going to watch that meta, of course, for swings. There we go. Come on. If they can give us this, that'd be gorgeous. Give us this. But remember, you don't want to get stuck like yesterday, right? Yesterday, what happened? We got the breakout. We did get a little bounce, but it never continued to the high. It just kind of did this for the rest of the day, right? We don't like that. We don't like that. So we only want one of two things. If we want to go short, we gotta watch this here, right? We gotta watch this here. So if we want to go short, we want to see it sweep, reject, continue, right? Continuation is what we want to see. Or vice versa. We want to see it hold in here, bounce, and continue to take out the high. So what happens if we get in and it doesn't, right? And this is why I always say we trim into strength. Let's say we get in here and it comes about right here, right? Remember, we're already trimming into strength. But let's say it comes right here and it kind of stalls and it just kind of does like this, right? You got to be very careful, because just like yesterday, it can do that shit right here. And then you're kind of, you wasted your money. So this is another reason why I say if you're already up on the day, you want to make sure each time you get back in, you're not getting in anything heavy enough that's going to mess with your profit, right? Because it's going to mess with your head and you're going to revenge. And then by the end of the day, you're going to be red. All this free money that just gave us, this is free bread. This is the most cleanest price action. This is free money. Do not give it away, right? Do not give it away. So the only way you go long, break down, retest. Once it breaks out, it needs to continue where it broke out and then come take out the highs, and then, so on and so forth. And we'll just watch it from there. But if that does not happen, you cannot waste too much time. So what's the best plan of action? The best plan of action, if you're buying a retest, is not to buy 0DTs. Obviously, you can, I might buy a couple. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm very confident in each play, right? I already know my risk reward. But if you're still, in the learning stages, or you're not really sure just yet, don't do zeros, because it'll mess with you mentally, right? So even yesterday, what did I say? We bought 705s yesterday, and we held them, right? We held them. Why? One, we had a falling wedge. Two, we never cracked the low. And even though they went a little red at the end of the day, it's fine. Remember, we trimmed all this. We caught this whole move, trimmed, got back in, held, banked again today, right? So if they do it again, they could do this, trim, blah, blah, blah. It's fine, because we'll buy time, right? We'll buy 2DTs or 1DTs or something like that, right? So you can, obviously, and I do, like I said, I do buy 0DTs because I know what I'm looking for. I will get in right here and get out right here on zeros, right? Because that right there, that's 30%. So I'll pocket that 30% on 0DTs and then hold ones. That way, if the ones do get chopped up, it doesn't matter, because I already have a buffer of profit. So I do go both. I'll do both, but it's just not. It's something that, like I said, I've been doing this for a very long time. So I've already established my own mental. So if you're in those stages, but still trying to, mentally be strong, definitely give yourself patience. Be patient with yourself, right? Because let's say you get in, you follow all the rules, you see the breakout retest, and it's the day it doesn't go, right? It's gonna mess with your head. Now every time you see it, you're not gonna take it because of that one time it didn't work, right? Nothing is guaranteed 100%. If that was the case, we'd be rich as hell already. Nothing's 100%. But we have high probability setups, right? What does this look like to you? A bull flag, right? Does this look like a reversal yet? Absolutely not. How will we know if it's a reversal? If it fails to continue higher and it does continue lower. That's how we'll know if it's a reversal, right? But if that doesn't happen, you sit on hands, you be patient, you buy time, and if we get it, which I hope we do, hopefully they sweep us below. That'd be nice. If they trap the bears one more time, get back above, we squeeze the new all-time highs, 715, 7 whatever, right? So what I would be doing personally is slowly adding into a position, right? Let's say I grab 715s for Tuesday. Let's say we do come back down here. From here to here, I'll probably only be down like 10, maybe 15%, nothing crazy because I have 2 days, right? If I buy zeros and we come down here, I'm down 40, 50%, right? But if we do get that squeeze from here, my 1 to 2 DTs will already be up green. So there's no need for me to really chase that. So let's see what the contracts look like right now. Sup, okay? Is that some Discord? My guy. You can't find I'm up 25 on the port. Let's go, brother. Definitely taking small cons and touching grass today. That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's what I like to hear, right? This is about base hits. When you watch the baseball games, base hits still put points on the board, right? You don't need a home run every time. You load them bases up, boom. Eventually you hit a home run, you got a grand slam, right? But base hits will still put points on that board, and that's all you want is points on that board. Same thing. You hoop it, right? You playing basketball. Free throw, it's only 1 point, right? It's only 1 point, but guess what? It's still putting points on that board. You don't need to shoot a 3 every time, right? You don't need a 3-pointer. You live by that 3, you're going to die by that 3, right? We've seen so many basketball teams that only shoot 3s, and if they have a bad 3 night, they lose because they just keep shooting these aggressive shots when they could have been taking 2s, right? They could have been taking layups. They could have been taking the easy buckets, right? So what we want is easy buckets. That's all we want is easy buckets. We want easy manyan, little manyanski. So for us, what are we going to do? Actually, let's look at this. Sup, okay, my boy. Can you look at Pep chart? What's this? Pep. PEP? What is it? Oh, Pepsi. I think I heard y'all talking about this in the chat earlier. Let's see. Bang, bang, bang. Ooh, tap that golden pocket. You got to be careful, though. You got this channel. You got lower highs coming in. High. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So that's what we got for Pepsi, right? Pepsi, you can tell we have support here, right? Roughly. Bang. You go support here, right? You have a massive breakout. You have a slow move down. Attempt to reclaim. Remember, we're not going lower. It's not going lower. So this is what I would do. If you have time, what are your contracts like on Pepsi? So we are above 156 on Pepsi, right? If I were you, I would take, well, if you're in longs. If you obviously, I don't know what strike you have, but if you have time, like month out, year out, whatever, leaps, you could aim for this. This would be your reward, and then roughly around here would be your risk, right? You don't want to close under 150 for real. So as long as you're continuing, you're trimming, right? You're trimming up into that target, and then you have gaps above, I believe. Yeah, I think there's gaps above. So right now you do have a breakout retest, but you need to make sure this holds, right? Because here, it got a little bit, didn't really hold, kind of got a rejection, and then you finally got to close back above. So it's still in that iffy type range. So when you're in iffy type ranges, obviously you want to go higher and see the higher time frames. Weekly, yes. So you want your weekly, like I said, you want your weekly to close above this one. Really just say 155. Let's say 155. Okay, you got 2 week out 160s. 2 week out 160s. Oh, you should be straight. Oh, you got 2 week out 160s? Oh, bro, you might be cool, man. You might be straight. Yeah, you might be cool. Just, yeah, like I said, just be careful, though, because you don't want it to take out any of these swing lows, right? None of these low closes. So you don't want it to go lower than that. But, yeah, I mean, as long as you hold that 156, yeah, you might get that nice little squeeze, right? You might gap over money. I don't know. But, yeah, so, yeah, I mean, it's looking decent for the long side. You still got 4 hours, though. So, watch today's close. If you do close underneath this, you got to be careful. Got to be very careful. But as long as you can close either in it or above it, you'll be straight. So yeah, next week around this time, come in the chat and let me know, and we'll come back and look at it, and we'll do an update on it. Neo, bro, I was in Neo. I was in $5 Neo calls for the longest. Bruh. I made like 60% one day, and they all went back to zero. I thought I was gonna bank, bro. Yeah, Neo is one of the ones you gotta buy leaks for this, bro. You gotta buy you gotta buy time for Neo. That's one of the ones, bro. Jeez Louise. All right, let's check on our baby. Wait, where's our little bull flag we drew? Where our little baby bull flag? Look at our baby bull flag. Aw, look. Our baby bull flag. So if we get it from here, if we don't get the sweep, hey, screw it. I'm with it. Remember, it's OPEX. What do they want to do? They want to cook majority of people. What a majority of people in? Check retail, check sentiment. The retail, what does retail want? Retail wants this. Retail wants red. So what will the market give us? A tease. Trick people. Oh yeah, here you go. Here's your little red. Here's your red. Squeeze. Right? So definitely gotta be careful. I'm still wanting more calls. Did you say that inside golden zones where institution normally buys? Yes, sir. Yes, sir, ski. So you talking about the Pepsi one? Yeah. Wait, was it Pepsi? Which one was in that golden pocket that we looked at? Yeah. See, look, this is where institutions usually buy, and then look, right? Bink. Tapped it. Smackaroon. Breakout. Slow. Retest back grind down. Now, to say will it go lower? Obviously, like I said, we need to watch the close, right? When you're playing higher time frames, unfortunately, you need a higher time frame close. And this is why I don't like swinging just yet. I don't like swinging personally, not just yet. I'm more so trying to build 100 racks. You feel me? I'm trying to build a 100 rack account. Once you get them big bucks, 50 plus, 100 100 bands plus, then it's easier for you to, you can allow more days and days and days. Me personally, no, I'm not waiting no days, But yeah, if you're swinging, you have to wait. Unfortunately, you have to wait till the daily closes. We did get the close above, and this is good, right? We did get a higher close above all of this BS, right? So we did fortunately get that close, but you don't want to see this close below at all. You don't want to see this erase this move, right? Because then it invalidates it. So as long as it's in here, hey, you cool. Remember, get rid of the wicks. You know what I'm saying? If you're too stressed out, get rid of the wicks. You know what I'm saying? Just worry about that close. And it still looks good, right? You turn on the wicks, your brain starts to get a little, Yes. So why put stop loss on top of it? I put stop loss on top of it. What you mean? Put a stop loss on top of it? Stop loss on top of what? Stop loss on top of... You talking about Pepsi or you talking about something else? Oh, my neck. Yeah, I'm confused. Stop loss on... They give me this, I'm going long. Yeah, but these calls are. Alright, SPY calls. Turn my laptop back on. Alright. Yeah, so you want to see this close, right? You want to see this close back up. Look, breakout, retest. We start to get that squeeze. What do we want to take out? Same thing we always take out. Take out the highs. Squeeze, trap, take out the highs. Squeeze, trap, take out the highs. Squeeze, trap, take out the highs. Right? That's just what kind of vibe we're in. But remember, you need to see it take out the highs. Right? You don't bite it just yet. All right? Because we're still, right? We still got this zone. Right? This is where we started to project from. So you still want to see it take it out. You want to see it take it out. If it doesn't, remember, close. Candle close. Just because it gets a full candle, if it closes back under, that wick means absolutely nothing. Just like this, right? You got that huge red candle, but it closed right here. So what does this mean? Absolutely nothing. This we don't care about this wick at all, right? Same rules apply. You can get the hugest green candle. Kind of like how when Trump was saying all that wild stuff in the last 2 weeks. We would get a huge move, and then it would just close right back below. So if you mean trim, take that profit, that candle meant nothing, right? Like it meant nothing. If it's unrealized gains, it's unrealized. We don't care about unrealized profit. We only care about realized profit. So in order to do that, you need to make sure you realize that candle closed. Turn them wicks off, man. Get out of your head. Get out of your head. You can always do a starter, right, on the initial, because obviously this looks like a huge move, 2-leg pullback, bull flag breakout, right? So it does look amazing. So if you want to take that, decent risk setup, how do you do that? You do it by taking a small amount of contracts, or you just buy time, right? So that way, if it goes wrong, God forbid, right? God forbid something happens and it doesn't go. It's fine, right? You just stop out. It's cool, right? There's no sweat off your shoulders. You want to minimize your losses, maximize your wins, right? So nice risk reward. You already got your targets for the high, right? Got a minute left. It's looking decent, right? As long as you get that push, you be straight. But you still always got to prepare for both sides, and that's where people go wrong. They only prepare for the winning scenario. They only tell themselves, "Oh, if I hit this, I'm gonna be up this amount. If I only hit this, I'm at this amount." No, remember, we still gotta account for that downside. You still gotta account for, okay, what am I gonna do when this goes wrong? If this goes wrong, so what are you gonna do if this goes wrong? You gotta make sure. All right, I know where I'm gonna stop at. I know where you know what I'm saying? You gotta have those levels already in mind before you get into play. So if you have all that, hey, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to go ahead, take that. Like I said, take that risk. You get that money out, you straight. You know what I'm saying? It'll play out for you. But yeah, you always want to make sure you're watching that. Oh, let's see Meta. Ooh, Meta came in that zone. Yeah, we want to see Meta break out too. I want Meta. I need that. I need a little piece of that. I ain't gonna lie. I can't even lie to you. I need a little piece of that. Damn, look at SPY. Look at SPY, man. This is so crazy. Oh my gosh, bro. Are they just going to keep... Are we going to just squeeze all day? Look, there we go. There we go. Come out, take out that high. See? So now, now that you kind of like, okay, I'm feeling more confident. Now if you get the close... Oh, there it is. You got the close. Now, as long as you get followed through, you can full size into your next position, all right? And then you have your so on and so forth targets. We didn't get this pullback, which I'm kind of a little hurt. I wanted this. If we would have got this pullback, we would have 25 cons. We going heavy. But, because we only got this minor pullback, you still got to be patient because, remember, at this point, now this is our upside resistance, right? As of now. Continuation means holding all this and pushing into new highs. And then, like I said, we're in price discovery. So wherever we push up to consolidate, market. Where we push up to consolidate, market. You know what I'm saying? So we're having to do this now. It's obviously it's a little tougher because, like I said, we're at all-time highs and we're continuing to make all-time highs. But that doesn't mean it's not tradable. It doesn't mean you can't make profit. You clearly can. We're doing it in real time. So you do that, grab some calls, 412, 413, you know what I'm saying, by time, maybe 2 days out, next week's 420 or something. I'm not 420, my fault, I'm sorry. 720, I'm sorry. Misspoke. But yeah, there you go. You got your new high. Yeah, that motherfucker squeezing. Jeez Louise. That little baby squeezing. See, still holding this algo. Still holding the algo. Once the algo starts to break, look, we did get a little tapering. Look, we got a little tapering. Nothing too crazy, all right? Nothing too crazy, a little tapering. But what does tapering lead to? Moderate selling leads to buying. We went over this, right, at the beginning of the live. Moderate selling leads to buying. Now, aggressive selling is where you got to be careful. When you start doing like this, all right, and we start just going down, that's selling, right? But this necessarily is just controlled selling, right? Remember, all you do is just keep watching it. Because we're at all-time highs, that's all we're doing. Just playing inside of it. If you get to continue the next leg up, oh, perfect example. Let's zoom out. Perfect example. Where's my super suit? Is it this one? Hold on, let me see. Zoom out real quick. This one right here. You see how here we kind of got that controlled selling. Like it was some sellers for sure. Like we didn't get the full continuation, right? Excuse me. We kind of got a little controlled selling, a little bit to the downside, but it led to us popping more. So, same rules are gonna apply. We're gonna make sure we're watching that. Golly, I keep missing. Oh, there we go. Right? Make sure we keep watching it. So if we break it, we already know what to look for. All right, we break that. Boom. Right? We already know where our next institutional levels are. Right? All this in here has not been tested, or it was tested here, I guess. So you can call it. But yeah, we already know what levels to look for. And all we're doing is looking left, right? Yeah, this is the top of that finally we're hitting the top of the major trend line that we've been in for 3 weeks. But the crazy part is we have that, but we still have that outer edge of the trend line that goes all the way up to like 713 to 714.50. So that's why I'm like, dang man, this thing can just go. So for now, because we don't have any hard levels, what I'll do is just set a hard level every dollar, just so we have visible targets, because we don't have any, we don't have any actual targets just yet. Yeah, and then 715. Yeah, so we'll just set them and leave them. And then yeah, we're in price discovery. Like I said, we just gotta we just gotta let that shit do what it want to do, right? Let it figure it out. I'm still upset though. I sold all those 705s. Oh my gosh. But like I said though, it's just I told myself at open, if we get a pump, as soon as we make a low, I'll just go ahead and sell it, right? Because one thing I always preach against, you never ever want to go green to red. So once you see, you know how it is, you know how it be when you see that gain, and you're like, oh bro, I'm up. Because this morning I was up 400 some percent. You take your screenshot, and then you second guess, and by the time you second guess, that 400% is like 290 or so. You know what I'm saying? It's something crazy. You like, dang. And then your brain's like, well, hold it, see if it goes back up, and then you get cooked, right? So to avoid all that, I set hard stops. Hard stops. If I lose this low, I will market sell. I don't care what happens after, right? You got to be strong with yourself and do that. I can't do it for you. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you to sell, but you have to click that sell button. So of course I said, hey, my rule: if we make that low, if we open to make a low, I'll get out, and we did. So as soon as you got out, I sold majority. I left one runner for one more, and then I got out again. But yeah, you got to make sure if you say something, you do it, right? You do it. You got to be a man in your word, or a woman of your word. You got to make sure that because if you don't, then it's going to build bad behavior, right? If you just say, all right, I'll get out the low, and then it goes low, what happens when you hit your price target? You're like, oh, I'll get out if I hit my price target. And then you hit your price target, and then you're like, oh, well, maybe just a little bit more. And then you actually do have a day where you get a full reversal. Like even over here, right? And what I said, if there's no continuation, I'm going to get out, right? If there's no continuation over that high, I have to get out, right? And I did. And that's why I'm still a little upset that I didn't, that I didn't actually grab more of those calls. I did grab a couple here and here, obviously, because like I said, we tested the bottom of the trend line. But like I said, you guys stick to your rules, because they're gonna save you more times than they're not, right? Obviously, I missed out, on some bands, but you still made profit, right? Because the one time that you break your rules and you're like, I don't care, I'm nah, I know it's gonna happen. The minute you get a little too cocky, the market gonna be like, all right, I got something for you, right? And those are the worst days ever. And then you sit there and wish and hope, like, dang, just give me back to break even. So you gotta have a hard set of rules for yourself, because I can't tell you what your rules gotta be. I don't know what you're working with. I don't know your accounts. You know what I'm saying? I don't know your risk. I don't know what you got going on in your head. So you have to do that, but you gotta stick with it, right? So my rules: if we lose, for me, for example, if I get a close under this, my 2 DTEs, I'm going to cut them. It is what it is. And if we do get a sweep and come back in, I will get back in. That's the thing. You can always get back in at a cheaper price. Yesterday, remember, we sold the 705s for one. We got them at 80, right? We got our first position at 80 or something like that. Sold them at $1.20, $1.30. Got back in at 80 something again, right? They ended up going to like 30 or 40. I grabbed a couple more just because we still identified the line. And then they absolutely banked today, right? So, like I said, if it doesn't, that's fine. I'll get out. Who cares? We already banked, right? And if that's the case, hopefully we get something like this. Inverse head and shoulders, come back in, yada, yada, boom, right? That's what we're hoping for. If it doesn't happen, it don't happen. We just don't get back in, right? But because I already took it, I don't have to worry about, oh, damn, it needs to this, it needs to do this, right? Nah. Because once you do that, once you feel like the market has to do X, Y, and Z, you are already too far gone, right? And then look, see? What I say, no continuation, then we don't get no ad. We don't add nothing. We don't do nothing. What do we do in the middle? Nothing. No diddle in the middle. So what is this? That's middle. That's middle action. Sideways. And this yesterday is exactly where it started cooking everybody, because people started forcing it. They started going this. They started doing this. I think we still come back down, right? This is what I want. But am I going to short into that? Probably not. Probably not. I probably just wait for it, right? You set alerts, you wait. Patience. So, yeah, my back's starting to hurt, but I'm gonna probably be on for. I'll let this candle close so I can give y'all a little bit more guidance, and then after that, ooh, my back hurts. Ooh. Yeah, 15 minutes left. Let me see. Yeah, this would be ideal. Remember what we were talking about? That breakout retest? If we can get that, oh, yeah, that would be the spot. See, topping out. So what are we doing? We're trimming, taking some profit off the table. Because even if they do this, right, it's gonna trick all those shorts. So I'm not gonna short. Like I said, I'm not gonna short because we still got all these buyers in here. So even if we come down here real quick, what happens if they V-bottom just like yesterday, right? Or what if they do take it lower, but it just does like this, right? Your contracts are gonna get cooked, even if it's going lower, because they're wicking it. It's OPEX. They're gonna cook everybody. So yeah, be careful. But I do want this pullback. If we get this pullback, man, that'd be gorgeous. Perfect. Let's just set an alert. 17. Perk 10. Need me a little perk 10. Perk 10. I just popped up perk 10. Perk 30. I just popped up perk 30. Ugh. Perk 60. I just popped 2 perk 30s. Perky dance. Let me do my perky dance. Ugh. Alright, because look. Remember, everyone wants to short. Everyone wants to short. What happens if this is a breakout retest and they squeeze you, right? You got to make sure you're aware of both sides. We're still above all these buyers. Why are you shorting above buyers, all right? You only short below. Consolidation, below, failure, reclaim, right? You don't short at support. That's crazy as hell. You're going to cook yourself, right? You're going to do yourself bad. You're going to do yourself a disservice. Not me. It's your money. Bang. And if this is, I just keep doing that. If this is, then yeah. If we can finally get continuation, right, then we can get some more. But patience is key. Let me chat real quick. Chat. You said put the stop loss on top of the golden zone on the Pepsi chart. Stop loss on the golden zone. Oh no. Yeah. So because he only has 2 weeks, right? He only has 2 weeks. So for him, I'm telling him to put a stop because remember, just because it's a buying zone doesn't mean it has to happen, right? You need to see it happen first and confirm before you just continuously hold, right? Because if you see yourself wrong, you got to get out, right? If you're wrong, it's okay, just be wrong, right? You can always get back in. I hate this shit. It's so slow. Yeah, because like I said, yeah, he's what the fuck? Yeah, trading you gotta lock in. Yeah, because we've already got the tap, right? And that's the thing. Institutions buy here, but if his target is right here, why would he not put a stop right here? Why would his stop be all the way down here? Or why would he not? You know what I'm saying? He's already in. Now, if he got in here, he'd be a little straight. He still have his stop under the golden pocket. But it's not to say, every time the market goes in here, it's just going to instant. No. This is just where institutions normally buy. But you still need to see follow through. It's not a automatic, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing about the stock market. The reason why everyone isn't rich because there isn't a system that 100% reacts the same every single time, right? This is high probability setups, right? You have, I forget what the let me see what it is. There's like an actual rule, or not rule, but the actual numbers on what is the percent of times that bull flags play out in the stock market. Right? Nothing is 100%. Yeah, see, look, about 70-80%, right? So you still need to account for that other 20-30% that the market doesn't do what it's supposed to do, right? So because of that, we still need to have our own things in place. And so for us, what do we have in place? We have stops, right? If we lose this swing low, mind you, this is a daily chart. This isn't a 5 minute. This isn't a 1 minute. This isn't like a, oh, you just get back in, be straight. No, he has, this is days, but his target is here. So why would he risk down here? If it starts to look like, hey, you might be wrong, you can always get back in. You do not want to lose your swing low, right? You do not want to lose your levels. You don't want to lose this. You don't want to lose this, right? This is where we've been directing at. So if we get back under, regardless of if there's a golden zone or not, if the institutions don't want it, if they don't want it, hey, they don't want it, right? Setups fail all the time, but this is why we take the best probability setups. So his best probability setup, yes, would be to put a stop under here to save himself, right? You need to save yourself because it's easy to make money in the market, right? You can flip a coin, 50% chance you're gonna make some money, but to keep it, that's the hard part, right? That's why we have to implement these stops. We have to implement these rules because just in case something bad happens, right? You want to protect yourself. So let's say you take a bull flag play and that bull flag don't play out, but you full ported on that bull flag. You're gonna be sitting there confused, like, but it was a bull flag. But it was a bull flag. Nothing's 100%. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is 100% in this game. So even this bull flag, you don't mean it's 100%. We wanted to, but that don't mean it's 100%. Oh, that's gorgeous, man. This is gorgeous. What do I keep saying, man? They trying to absolutely F these Bears. Oh my God. You see that? Look, what did I say? All Bears getting absolutely wrecked today. Look, and anyone who had a too tight of a stop, they just got cooked that fast. That fast. I guarantee there's people in the chat right now taking puts. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. They better not be. I done told their ass every single day this week. Nah, man, I'll be taking no down. There we go. That's what I like to see, man. Oh shit. Alright, now I'm gonna be looking to take some Coloruskis. Break that high. Look, and then look, you even got a little 5-minute inverse hand shoulder. So cute. Break that. All those bears, what are they gonna have to do? They're forced to liquidate. So they gotta buy out of their positions, which is gonna cause us to squeeze. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. I need to pay myself real quick. I need to take some of this money out. Yeah, hold on, let me pay myself real quick. I need to cash some of this shit out. Squeeze it, squeeze it. Hold on, I'm withdrawing some cash real quick. Gotta take some of this out. Yeah, I gotta buy plane tickets and shit. Hold on. We need some tunes, bro. I still can't believe they don't let us play like normal music here. I'm in here jamming out. Yeah, see, look at that. All those Bears got happy as hell, chased that move. For what? We are above the floor. You cannot short until you get below it. Below, reject, and you roll. You don't take the first stab, you get cooked. I've been doing this shit all day, every day, for the past 3 weeks now. Man, tired, bro. Damn, they trying to make me have a layover? I ain't geeked. I hate flying, bro. I swear. Fly. So we got a double top on the 5. No. So, double top, remember, the only way we know if it's a double top is if what? You break the neckline. If you try to early call a double top, you will get cooked, right? You will get cooked. You draw your neckline, right? This is our neckline. The double top only plays once you crack the neckline. Then you have a double top. And then it rolls. That's a double top. Double tops are signs of reversal. There's no signs of reversal, right? And besides, what I always say, we don't care what it looks like on the 5 minute. We only care about the 15 to 30. Do we see a single red candle on this? Absolutely not. We haven't had a red candle all day, right? Even here, breakout, retest. We're gonna squeeze, man. Fuck them bears, man. Or screw them bears. My fault. They gonna ban me. They gonna ban me. Don't do it. I'm here for the people. I hope they squeeze us though, cause like I said, I had a couple of those 720s for Tuesday, so I'm not even really, I ain't really tripping, feel me? Dang, bro, the flight's literally double. Oh my gosh. I knew I should have bought my flight, bro. This thing was literally half the price 2 days ago. I was at Topgolf. I was playing B2A. I was with my girl and her cousins. They was like, "Oh, you're not like that." I said, "You want to test this out?" Had it doing bad. Still going bad on them anyway. I could fit like 80 racks in my Marys. Me and Drizzy back to back is getting scary. When my options don't come near me, put some bands on your head like Jason Terry. Remember, no diddling in the middling. What is this? Middling. That's what they did yesterday. They can come down, sweep the low. They can go up, sweep the high, right? We need breakout, retest. Anything in the middle, we're not diddling with it. See all those bears? They got cooked. If you chasing, don't chase. Hold on, give me a second. I'm up here buying my plane ticket. I still want this close. If we can get this close over this high, man, squeeze it. Thank you for your service. There we go. Boo, got my plane ticket. Boo, I hate flying. Yippee. Alright, bought my ticket. Give me 1 second. Always remember, you gotta pay yourself. Gotta pay yourself. Alright. Just got my deposit. Another. No way. this. All right. All right, cool. Just handled all that. Had to check in on my students and stuff like that. Always gotta make sure I show love to, it's what they pay for. Direct access. All right. Oh, that's what's up. Dang, my guy just had his first $100 day. That's what I'm talking about, bro. See, everybody starts somewhere, man. You gotta start somewhere, bro. You don't need to always aim for these huge. Everybody telling you, I made a band, I made 10 bands. That's cool, that's their journey. But you gotta make sure you play your journey. I'm proud of him. I told him close it. He said he's on the live. I said get out. Get out, bro. Get out. If you're still listening, bro, get out. Get out the live. Close this laptop. Do not trade anything else. Congratulations to you, brother. I'm proud of you, man. You've taken what we've talked about, what we went over in class. You've applied it. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of you, bro. But don't let this turn into a red day, right? You don't need no more. You got your $100 days, your first one. Walk away, bro. If you're listening, walk away. Proud of you, brother. Go enjoy it, man. Go get some breakfast. I don't know what side of the. I think you in the. Oh yeah, you on the East Coast. Yeah, go ahead and. Yeah, it's breakfast time. Yeah, go get you some breakfast, man. Go breathe. Go smell the fresh air, bro. Be proud of yourself. Log out of your trading if you have to, man. Do something, bro. Just do not give that back, man. Do not give that back. I'm so proud of you, brother. Remember, no diddle in the middle. That's what I'm talking about, bro. I love to hear that, man. I love when people are successful and, especially when they put their mind and stuff, man. My boy really put his mind to it. He really locked in. He really locked in and did it. I love it. They're still giving us that diddle in the middle. Can I look at... Hold on. Am I allowed to go over... Wait, hold on. Let me see. OBS still good? Okay. Weeble. Let's look at Weeble real quick. Yeah, let's look at this. All right, cool. This is what I mean, right? We're at the top of that channel, right? That's why I said you got to be careful. We literally squeeze to the top, right? Look, last time we squeezed to the top, we did squeeze, but we broke out to that other trend line. So we kind of rejected here at this main. This is the main trend line, right? This is our outside barriers. Kind of like how here, it's where all the traps are set, right? Bull traps are set on the outside. Bear traps are set on this outside. Interior is where we like to trade at, right? Anything up above and past that, like I said, it can be very trappy, right? Very trappy. Bull traps happen up here. Bear traps happen on the outside of the range. So that's why I said if they want to trap, if they do want to trap again, that's why I said, damn, they can really send this thing, man. And we hope they do. We really hope they do. Look at this, grind. I really hope they do. New 30 minutes is open. Oh, perfect. New 30 minutes is open. So now, look, it's even easier. We got the 30-minute. All these wicks are up in here, right? If we do not clear this wick on this 30-minute candle, again, nothing. Don't touch it. Nada, nothing, right? Because if we don't clear it, then that means it'll just be just how yesterday. Remember yesterday when you turn off the wicks, we had those candles. I think it was like 4 or 5 candles of, yeah, right here, right? You get this right here, right? Which is just burning. All those wicks burned. Burn calls, burn puts, burn calls, burn puts, and then we finally got the move, right? So if you start getting these candles where we close it, remember, you want to see candle closure. We don't care about the wicks. You want to see these candles start doing this, there's no movement, right? So around lunchtime, look, candles start doing this. You don't want that. You want continuation, right? You want continuation to the next level. So if you're not getting that, remember, don't try to sit there and, oh, it has to do this. No, it don't. I gotta do nothing. If they send it to us, let me see. All right, let's see what we have. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Gang, 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 gang. Mm-mm. I think everyone wants to live each other. Influencer agency, bro. They still be trying to get me to do all these influencer brand deals. I've been off IG for a while, but they still be in my email like, hey, yeah, we got a brand deal for you. Okay, I got a little jewelry one. Oh, hold on. Oh, there we go. Did we get that pop? We did. Oh yeah, squeeze it. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. Let's see how much an at the money call is. Let's say we grabbed one at the money call. 75, okay. 713s are 42, 712s 75. Okay, that's not bad. Let me see. Yeah, if we can get that closed, because even on the I think peak the 712s went to like $1. So right now they're like 713. So if those go quickly in the money, those will pay. Yeah, diddle in the middle, trap that liquidity. We want to see that continuation, right? We want to see from here. You want to see it continue. And that continuation will put us right about there. $20 left in the close. Remember, you want to see it close out. You want to see this push. And yeah, like I said, the 0 DTE 70. My fault. The 0 DTE 712s are only $75. So if this does get that little squeeze, those would be that'll be a nice little profit, right? From here to here, put that shit right in the money real quick. That'll be nice. But see, look, they're still not doing it. They're still not closing. All right, they're still messing around. They're still messing with people. Let's check Mr. VIX. VIX actually got a pop. That's crazy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, VIX flat as hell. You gotta be careful with that VIX, man. Look. It's above that Wednesday's low. Be careful. VIX starts popping. It ain't gonna be too good. Alright, so we got still got the same rules, we're just really just chilling at high day, right? If you look at let's turn all this off. If you look at it, this is the candle we have right now. This is crazy, man. This is absolutely insane. This is absolutely insane. So like I said, because we don't have any true upper targets just yet, I just have alerts set at every dollar up. So I'll have one at 712. That one at 713. You know what I'm saying? So, whew. Yeah, see, barely made new high, not really reclaiming it. Yeah, this thing's really just sitting here, just kind of chilling. Ain't doing Nathaniel. Look, we got our little. Remember what I said? We have aggressive selling. We have, my fault. I'm selling. We have aggressive buying. We have moderate buying. We have flat. Absolutely don't touch it. You have moderate selling, and then you have these aggressive selling, aggressive sales. But if we're not going lower, it's soaking up all those sellers. Sellers soaked, right? And we still have this below us. We still have this little range below us. So it's definitely easier to go long than it is to short, right? In the zone, it's so much harder to short this because everyone wants us to short. Are they gonna give it to us or not? Yeah, about ready to go take me a little nap. There we go. Hey, 12% on the 712s. Trim into the strength. Remember, trim into the strength. A little 18% on those. Just in, President Trump says an agreement to permanently end the war with Iran is almost complete. Crazy. Look, you see how he said that and we didn't get a single reaction off of it? News is a catalyst, bro. They don't care. Oop. Yeah, see? Catalyst. Mom. Sweep. Now they might sell the news. We might sell the news because we got all this hopium. Boom. Come back, sell it. Trap all those people who think the news means anything. I was like, oh, we just got good news. We're supposed to go up, right? Remember, news means nothing. The charts don't agree. Don't matter. Yeah, so I think we'll call it here. Remember, we're not playing nothing in this middle. So, weak ass little 18% scalp. Lame. But yeah, nothing. We ain't gonna do nothing else. Remember, you know the rules. Break above, retest. We got our targets. Break below, retest. We have our targets. Anything in here, you better not be trading it. Don't let me find out y'all went red. Green and red, right? Better not. I'm gonna be mad at y'all. So, enjoy y'all day, man. I'm gonna call it here. I'm not gonna sit here and oh wait, one more thing. I get those. Oh yeah, bro. You feel me? I love the little the brand deals. They'd be pretty cool, man. Free stuff. You can meet a lot of cool people, travel and stuff like that. I mean, it's dope. But I'm not into the social media no more. I got rid of my IG and all my stuff a while ago. So, how do you choose your strike like the contract? Well, you always want to go. You always want to give yourself time, right? You don't ever want to go too heavy in the zeros when we're not getting action. So if we're not getting action, I'm gonna buy time. If we're getting action like this, sweep low, continuation, breakout higher, I'm gonna play zeros because I already know we got volatility. So if we have some good volatility, I'm pretty much in zeros. Look, boom, breakout, hit the head, breakout, retest. Hit our head, break out, retest, right? So if that's what we're going to do, then I'm going to go maybe 1 to 2 strikes out the money. But as we get closer towards the end of the day, I'm going at the money because we're running out of runway, right? Unless you're buying time. If you're buying time, you can go a few bucks out, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm always going to go whatever's going to give me the best return. So it's usually always going to be that one at the money, right? So I'm never really buying in the money contracts. That's not really how I trade. But I'm definitely going to be in some at the monies. I'll let them go into the money real quick, right? So for us, like the 712s, right? The little 712 runner that I got, like if they go in the money real quick, it's gonna spike, right? The price is gonna spike. Versus if I had 713 or 714s, it's not really gonna move unless we get a huge green. You know what I'm saying? So if we do this slow grind up, this is why I said you got to be careful going too far out. Because if we slow grind up, you're still red, right? If you bought in here on some calls, even if we go here, if you too far out the money, you're still red. So you got to buy at the money so that way they can quickly go in the money and get you the most profit. Because if they don't, you're really just wasting your bread. You feel what I'm saying? You're wasting your bread. Because even if you're on the right side, if it ain't going, you ain't getting no money. You feel what I'm saying? You're cooked. So you want to make sure that if you're playing zeros, you want to stay closer as you can, especially as the day gets closer to the end, especially on consolidation. So if we do get, if we get this here, all right, boom, hold on. Wait, get rid of that. If this is the breakout leg, They take it and they give us that move again on the upside, right? So if it's too far out, if it's like a 715 0 DT, you praying for a gigantic move, right? You better hope that shit go crazy, because if not, you're done for. Yeah, this thing is taking forever though. But I mean, like I said, it is lunchtime. Ain't really much happening, so don't force it. Don't give back your gains. We're literally just kissing this trend line. But eventually, they will trick and trap, right? So you don't want to be in on that trick and trap. You want to be secured, profit secured, at home, watching TV, you know what I'm saying? Watching the game. You feel what I'm saying? Chilling, catching a little vibe. Yeah. A minute left on the 15. 15 looks good though. Got the close above. It just it's volume starting to go down. Like I said, we're in lunchtime, so you don't want to get caught in this. I do want to see it push though one last time. This is slow. Because at least if we can get a push, we can have a game plan for what to do next. But if we don't get a push, then it's pretty much no game plan because we're still inside this range, right? And they come down and take it all the way out just to go higher. We're not closing, right? We're not closing above it. We've had a million candles get up to the top and not close above. So until this thing want to close above, right? Look, see, they're just cooking everybody because everybody's chasing. Bro, my laptop screen keeps cutting off like every 8 seconds. What the hell's going on with this shit? Relax. Oh Lord, now my shit don't want to load. Yeah, it was some weird volume on that red candle though. That thing just spiked. On Webull, yeah, it's looking like some crazy shit going on. Come on. 15 whole minutes left. Come on, bro, just go. What the hell are we waiting on? Keep squeezing these bears, man. Fuck that. Give a damn. What Meta got going on? Okay, Meta's looking good. Once we get that level, we're in Meta. Yeah, this is some slow ass shit. It's lunchtime though, we ain't tripping. Yeah, like I said, we gonna call it here. I ain't finna sit here. That's the one thing we trade so we don't gotta work more, right? I'm not trading so I can sit and watch this shit in the same spot all day. Defeats the purpose. Might as well get a 95. 9 to 5, you gotta be there. You feel that? You gotta be there. We don't gotta watch this shit. We already got alerts, right? We set an alert. We walk the hell away. We break out, continue. We'll come back to the charts. If we don't, fuck it. So be it. Cool. It doesn't matter to us. So yeah, I'm gonna call it here. Like I said, if y'all need me, y'all need anything, my swinging this weekend, shit. If we get the pullback, I'm swinging. If we just go, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a little hard to tell. But if we do get my pullback, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, so save your buying power for later on. We'll probably catch something decent. We'll catch something nice. But yeah, I ain't gonna do nothing too crazy. Yeah, set alerts. Got our alerts set at highs. We'll set one down here and relax. Right? What do? Don't diddle in the middle. That's for damn sure. No diddy in the middle. Yeah, this is where they're gonna kill. Remember, it's OPEX. Everyone wants up here who's late in calls, and everyone wants down here who's late. or who's trying to get puts, right? So this is exactly what happened yesterday. And yesterday I told y'all, don't be caught in this bullshit. Chop, 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 never broke out. Chop, 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 chop. They gave us a move. We've already been paid. Don't get greedy, man. Don't get greedy on this. So yeah, if you need me, like I said, my Discord is in the in my whatchamacallit, my channel. At OKBet97 if you need anything. Yeah, mentorships, just help in general, anything like that. Hit my line, and yeah, I'll see y'all probably this weekend. I'll probably do a little live this weekend. We do some charting, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'll probably do that when I get back home. I'll probably chill on my vacation, but I'm still gonna make a video. Still gonna make a video about today. Still gonna make a recap. Still gonna do all that. So yeah. See y'all. Have fun. Like the video, subscribe, and tap in with your boy.